Thank you all very much for this phenomenal, sensational, splendid evening.
Yeah.
And I want you to really just take away from this experience that you were present and you were all the possibilities you're yet to imagine, yet to live. That's it.
Sorry, 1 second. Can everyone get on their feet? That was an outstanding.
Yeah, concept. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
That was like a TED talk. That was wisdom. That was music.
Yeah.
That was poetry. That was everything. I want the album, the book, the TED talk, everything. Like amazing.
Yeah, I love that. I love it.
It's special to share this all with you here today.
That's one of the best headlines I've seen, honestly, bro.
That's
You
it.
deserve your flowers. It's
Facts.
amazing.
My chair is empty, I went on walkabout just to try to figure out how the lights and the load off my shoulders. As I get older, I see it bolder, at my own color and making it brighter. Nothing define me, leave a trail right there, leave it behind me. All these strings that I'm associated with, I had no choice with, so let me just be a blank canvas, a blank canvas, a blank canvas. Oh, let me be. My chair is empty, I went on walkabout just to try to figure out how the lights and the load off my shoulders. As I get older, I see it bolder, at my own color, and I make it brighter. Nothing define me, leave a trail right there, leave it behind me. All these strings that I'm associated with, I had no choice with, so let me be a blank canvas, a blank canvas, a blank canvas. So let me be a blank canvas. Thank you.
So I'm going to try a brand new piece. It's actually very fitting that we're in a theatre space, because I feel like a lot of us are now delving into this space where we're like trying out new things, experimenting. So it's kind of like almost like a scratch performance of something that might turn out to be bigger, or as a couple of people have mentioned before, unfinished pieces, but I prefer to say poems in progress or poetry in progress. So this one is a new piece that I wrote, and yeah, I wanted to try it out. Forget about we. Hi, how are you?
I'm alright, how are you?
You good, yeah? Hi, hello. How are you? I mean, don't bother to answer that, because I don't really care. Because we are all icebergs. Hello. Hi. How are you? I'm good. Okay. Tell me now, how are you really? It's a formality when you ask me how I am. Like, how are you just because you're there and I'm here? ¿Cómo está? ¿Qué hace, Tico? ¿Cómo está? Hiya. Hello. How are you? Well, it's funny you should ask, because sometimes I'm so tired that I feel the force of gravity more deeply than any other time before. Like it's pulling me into the ground. And some days Some days I miss chivalry, like the longing felt for a dear old friend. I want to send out a search party for the long-lost tribe of gentlemen. See, they're nowhere to be found. Intrepid travellers, where art thou? Some days, London feels like a prison, but somehow it's also my home. Sometimes it's hard to talk, like there are razor blades on the inside of my throat. Like my voice box has been ripped out, but what good is a voice if you can't speak your truth? Some days feel excruciatingly lonely. See, independence is sublime until the moment you just want someone to gently stroke your head and tell you it's going to be okay. I know you laugh because I seem okay to you, so strong, so resilient, but if only heartbreak was funny. But although I'd never want to be anything else, being a woman is thoroughly exhausting in a world of patriarchy. That my neck muscles are so tense, it's like they are tethered to a cliff edge. Like I'm carrying the burdens of the suppressed. Buried under rocks of pressure, how being a truth teller means I make a lot of people uncomfortable, but I'm really okay with that. How making choices to survive is an everyday battle. How I want all the apologies that I'm owed, every last one. And knowing that it won't actually change where I'm at now. How my tears roll down my cheeks hot enough to scorch the earth with my face. How my smile can hide a multitude of grief, but my eyes can never hope to. How hard it is to let go, to ask for help, to say sorry, just to breathe some days. More importantly, how hard it is to breathe without you. I've witnessed God's mercy, but the dream of breaking free can take all of your energy, and so my soul can be gold even though my heart is heavy. They say sometimes the bullet of truth travels slow, but see, mine never seemed to. I shoot my arrows of truth at close range. Visceral yet sublimely subliminal, like an insulin needle, subcutaneous, my words get under your skin. But it saddens me to see where humanity is headed, to see the kind of future that awaits our children. Did I mention I was tired? Or that I'm proud to be brown? That I was taught to be kind, that sometimes it hurts when people take your kindness for weakness, so they told me, raise the bar of who has access to your light. And a friend said to me that their bar was golden now. I said, yeah? Well then mine is forged from titanium. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. That paradise lies at the feet of your mother. So then tell me, where do I worship when my mother's feet no longer walk this earth? And honestly, this is just the tip of my iceberg. So yeah, other than that, I'm good, thanks. So yeah, there's a new piece that I'm trying, and I want to experiment with how I start off by interacting with the audience and asking if they're okay, asking a few people, and then maybe the third or fourth person answers. I don't bother answering because I'm not interested. Because we do that a lot, right? You know, you see people at work every day, you're like, you're alright, yeah, you don't even stop to hear the response, it's just like a formality. And, you know, I read something the other day that said we're just all icebergs, because mostly what we see of each other is just the tip of it, and we don't have a clue what's going on below the surface. So that was the context for that piece. I'm going to do one more short piece that I wrote a while ago, but I haven't actually, I don't think I've shared it. It's called Old School Love. And this painting wasn't etched in a far-fetched fantasy. She said, let me show you the world inside of me. He had been waiting his whole life to explore something like this. He had to give his all and say yes. In order for her love to set him free, get enough kissing wrists, decoding dreams, eye contact, intense touch, electric, the kind of kisses that stop time. Slow jams and playlists, the soundtrack to their love, not just finding love, but staying in love. Even when the waters get rough, even when times are tough, a shoulder to lay your head on, a hand to hold, listening to each other's heartbeats and seeing each other smile are the anniversary gifts that keep on giving. Like she was reading his mind, he says, "Forever my lady." She replies, "My heart belongs to you." And he is calling on her old soul to start dancing with his. Their spirits were moving together long before their bodies ever met. He whispered in his low tones and it ignited every last cell in her body, so her deep brown eyes looked into his soul and answered his question without saying a word. Playing notes on her spine like it was a piano, see her body danced for him. She traced the outline of his jaw with promises made of her tongue. And this love wasn't forged in the fire. It was built with deep communication and difficult conversation. See, they knew this wasn't just a casual fling. This was destined to be the real thing. He tried at first not to let it show, but her loving embrace made him feel so safe. He asked her not to leave, to have faith. She kept her promise. She stayed. He didn't just sex her body, he made love to her mind. She kissed his scars and together they discovered that love is not blind. Love is all-seeing, all-feeling, all-believing. While he held her safe in his strong arms, he knew the exact place on her neck to land the softest of kisses. And she said, "Never let go." He said, "I'll always save a slow dance for you." He wanted his seeds to be with her. She wanted to grow a garden with him. Together, they built a fortress of love so strong that no words or rumours could break these walls. With her by his side, see now he stood tall. With him by her side, she was no longer small. Two souls intertwined to shine as one bright star in the darkest of nights. He was the sun and she was the flower. They prayed together. They cried together, for after all, isn't that what love is? They both had pain, but never knew the pain of needing to be next to another soul so badly. Two pieces of the puzzle that couldn't breathe without each other. He couldn't get tired of her, and she couldn't need his embrace more. He was willing to chase the summer inside her disposition. She saw the beauty in his winter. They had the same rhythm, the same rhyme. They were a song called Old School. Analog love in a digital world. This love was Sade's vocals inside the groove of a record. Incense burning into the ether, a drop of blue in the water, the internal flame of a celestial candle. And this painting wasn't etched in a far-fetched fantasy. She said, "Let me show you the world inside of me." And he had been waiting his whole life to explore something like this. But he had to give his all. He had to say yes in order for her love to set him free. Thank you.
So I do have a book, which I'm obviously plugging. I'm going to keep it really light, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Just really, yeah, and these ones I've never read out loud before, so we'll see.
What's your book called?
It's called Cheeky Poetry.
Oh, nice.
It's a mixture of light and deep and fun and just plain stupid stuff, so yeah. So hopefully you enjoy it. Okay, this is called That Precious Moment. You give me so much pleasure and you make me feel alive. Can't imagine life without you. Each day you help me thrive. The world can be a grueling place. At times I'm dead inside, but all life's burdens seem to lift with you right by my side. I get excited just to see you, knowing soon you'll be hot and steamy, dripping wet and lovingly inside me. The scent of you alluring, I can't wait to get a taste. I savour every moment, letting nothing go to waste. Initial contact feels the best. Each time is like the first, a rush of tasteful hedonism, a cure for my unquenchable thirst. And no matter how I'm feeling, you always hit the spot. So to you, my morning coffee, just know you mean a lot.
Not sure where that one was going.
I know, I just wanted to make you uncomfortable first. This I wrote during lockdown when everyone was like, you know, internet bashing, and not that that's stopped, but yeah, when no one knew whether they were coming or going, and I'm just like, peace and love, stop. So yeah,
It's called Love Revolution. Hey there, I'm starting a love revolution. So instead of the problem, why don't we be the solution? We all have our differences, yes, we all know, but without them, how could we possibly grow? We're all made of organs, plasma and veins, so if beauty really is skin deep, then don't we all just look the same? Some differences are things that we've been taught to believe in a fictitious world, putting greed before need. We clearly can't rely on the powers that be to say they actually care is an insult to me. Looking after each other is now a rebellious act. If we would cease to argue what is fiction or fact, realising the bigger picture, we would see what's to gain, that being healthy and happy is not a profitable game. Without our dependents, their powers would fold. They need us to need them to feed the control. So, as long as we squabble over what's wrong and right, we're missing our purpose of love, peace and light. At the end of the day, we all live and we die. We all breathe the same air. We all laugh and we cry. What matters the most, we unconsciously hide, caught in a distraction of egos and pride. But what does it matter? What's it all for? Winning the battle, but then losing the war? Policing each other, destroying the earth, living out an illusion which has no real worth. Misplacing values like a deadly supernova, for without health and love, it's already game over. So, I invite you to join me for the Love Revolution, a rebellious act which means we need no solution, because the real thing they actually won't sell you so far is that you're already enough just as you are. We were born pure and free, we will die with what's left. In between is a story that's borrowed, not kept. So we may as well make it an awesome bestseller, just take off that armour and enjoy it together. We don't need them to tell us what's right and what's wrong. If we look deep in our hearts, we will have known all along. It's time to stand up, time to think on our own. We all want the same thing, we all share the same home. So let's be the change that we all want to see. Be kind to each other, it costs nothing, it's free. And yes, we will never escape certain tides, but the journey's more fun when together we ride. Is that it? One more?
Yeah, you can do one more.
Yeah. Okay, this is called The Artist's Dilemma. So, you want to be a dancer? Have you really lost your mind? You'll dare to train through endless pain for that fame you'll never find. You think yourself an artist, but did you pass the test? It's such a futile game without that name, you'll fall behind the rest. You wish to play around with words and try to share your voice, but if your spoken word is ever heard, maybe all they'll hear is noise. So, then why still such a voice deep down, creative and so strong, which always stayed and refused to fade in case it wasn't wrong? In case it had a purpose, for that voice inside it wails, instinctively with intensity, curiosity prevails. Could it possibly disarm the battle between the head and heart, through countless tears and constant fears, not knowing where to start? As determination rises and rejection fuels the fire, it compels your soul to reach that goal, for passion lifts you higher. You know you've always been an artist, only doubt pollutes the mind. Yet, you've held your place in this elusive race, so you could never fall behind. Your artistic inquiry is needed, and it shines a light so true, it lets others know they too can glow, as all you'll ever need is you.
My childhood. Lived my life between horses and my mother screaming. Be good in that. Discipline couldn't help. I stayed away from home, slept in man's bed where I got the love I wanted. Coming home, I pleased my mom by cleaning stables. Inhaled the dirt from horses, dirt from words. Be good in that. Cats looked at me sadly, dogs cheered me up, horses listened. To my first breakups, my first broken heart. Touched my red nose and said everything will be okay. Changing sides from storyteller to writer, they didn't listen anymore. They were the machines, and so was I. Horses controlled by me, and I controlled by my own blood. Be good in that, I heard, as it ran through my veins. This is a very short one, and a light one, because all my others are really sad. Being by myself. So blue, so confused. Impatient mind, thoughts falling through. Don't know what to do. Please give me a hint. Give me a hint, give me a clue. Swimming in water, forgetting my shoe. Sadness. Seeking into me like rain finding earth. Nourishing me with every drop. Slowly running through me. Making me to dripping soil. Leaving me to wonder whether a flower can hold. Okay, this one is a little bit longer, and this is actually a poem I might really want to get further and maybe perform, but I'm not sure about it. Judge. Ahead of me a date with a person I never met before. A chance to change for somebody who's strange to me. The mirror is becoming my friend as well as my enemy. My body freezes, my eyes judge. The mirror is staring at me, I stare back. The curves are not how they are supposed to be. I struggle, I pose, I change pose, I struggle. I don't like what I see. I take pictures instead, which are more under my control. I struggle, I pose, I change pose, I struggle. I want to be everything I see in magazines, everything I see on Instagram. My nose should be, my arms should be, my belly should be, my butt should be, my legs should be. I pose, I hold position, I take pictures, I look at them. Nothing is like the pictures of strangers passing by. Where are the filters I need to apply? I should go for a run, I should do the best fitness program. I should eat as healthy as I can. But not to forget, by doing this I should love myself. I should not be too hard to myself. I judge myself for being too hard to myself. I judge Instagram for putting so much fake in the world. I post my best picture from the best angle, filtered and edited for people to watch. People who have mirrors, people who have sensitive brains, in which so many pictures fall in and put their bodies into chains.
I think one more.
One more? Okay, I have, is there another 5 minutes or not?
What do you mean 5 minutes?
Is there another spot or this is, after this is?
Yeah, and then it just goes to the headline after all the mics.
Okay, so yeah, this is something, for the last one I had to say, I had a friend who suffered from Instagram and went to anorexia and depression, and that's something which was moving me. And that's why I wrote this. And this one called Ask, and I call in this poem, I say you, but I don't mean you, of course, I mean different people in my life, which I met and see in not so nice situations, and it's about being a woman in public, but I just wanted to say, ask. Your nimble hand grabs my butt in the middle of a dancing crowd. Your hand is not asking me. Your chest pushes me against the railing when I want to go down the stairs. Your chest is not asking me. Your hungry eyes hunt me across the streets. Your eyes are not asking me. Your lips form a compliment in the middle of a formal conversation. Your lips are not asking me. Your tongue forms a never-ending explanation. Your tongue is not asking me. Your brain thinks about better ways of how not to manipulate me. Your brain is not asking me. Your actions are accusing me. Your attentions are forgetting me, forgetting about my body's rights. So please listen and stop grappling, hunting, explaining, manipulating, abusing, forgetting me. Why you don't ask? Too many words. Is it okay for you if? Only yes is a yes. Everything else is not yours.
Why poetry is needed in today's world. You deserve nothing but the best. When everything has put you to the test, you take it in your zest. Your words are never empty. You say it with your chest. I can't find anybody like you. The type of girl that's a pearl in this world. You're the reason there's snow on mountains. How clouds fear you in the night, so you paint stars. How you change gravity in those depressed. How you make violins of the wind. How you teach children that it's not about being the best. How you take a closed, petaled tulip to open into a sunflower. How you make maps of my inner self, mark forgotten places of gold. How we all have amnesia, so we need to be reminded of just how good we are. Thank you. This next poem is untitled at the moment. I don't understand this world. To sky's dismay of concrete sight, knowing one fine day it will all crumble, and the walls we built, and the meaning we gave to sound and called it words, and the corporate greed that we overfeed, and in the soil of buried passions, we give self-esteem a number. We sell our time for a number. So an hour's pay is all you're worth. I pity those that think the system works. The day you called my craft a hobby is the day I know this world has already ended. So this one's a bit incomplete, but I wrote this when I was literally losing my mind. And I was trying to get things to connect, but funny enough, in reality, things were not connecting, so the words and the sentences also had some sort of disconnect. So just bear that in mind with this one. So I'm running on empty with everything against me, word hungry, passion heavy for as long as it will take me, rhymes for days that never age. You can't stop me when I flip a page, microphone on stage, sit down because this is my only place. The world is a billboard that says you don't belong, and I cannot fathom how I have survived this long. I meditate to loosen the noose. I'm looking at myself from the outside. Who is this person inside my skin and my mind? When you try and you try and you try. Gulmohar is a tree that only blossoms for a month as it carpets the floor orange. I learned that if success comes too quickly, it perishes just as fast. Flesh and skin wasn't enough for you, eh? So I have to rub my bones together to cause a spark. Snap out of it. Snap out of it. Snap out of it. You're looking outside in. Throw him out. Enter. It's your body after all. How do I end this poem?
What you know about going to gym, consistent skincare, income good, but mind ain't right. Tired all day, try close your eyes, but still can't sleep at night. Put in a tough persona, don't wanna shed no tear in your mental compromise in a journey. Work on my trauma, hurting the ones who try to do everything right, including I. Hurt people, PTSD be triggering, dark cloud lingering, actions caused by childhood memories underlined. Been through heights you ain't used to, struggle and pain I was used to. Then you do wrong, not meaning to hurt you. Ones who are by your side, please hold them tight. Let me tell you what's on my mind, on my grind. Know I got real ones by my side, and for you I give my time. What's worse to lose someone who had them drift apart. I'm done with liquor, trying to heal my heart. There's less people than stars. Will you ever been Ever been so deep in your bag you forget to be human? Less time for the people you care. Watching steps, you be moving deep down. The fear of not improving. Heart on my side, can't see Cupid. Wearing my pride, can't till I dream lucid. Devil in champagne glass, who you fooling? Let me paint you the picture and sit. Creating my platform, Kage in colours. Cup on my left hand, blushing my right. Paint full of stanzas. Rain full of stanzas. Rain on the canvas, painting full of stanzas. Perfect storm with that poetry set. After the sun, after the rain and thunder, sun came after. Easy I know you try or die in regret. Always told I loved her first. Heartbreak hurts so good. Bleeding pain all over this letter. See, I was so used to texting good morning, good night that I nearly text her. Sorry, I failed as a partner. Always came to my open max till I had my first headline. One day I'll make you proud, even if you ain't by my side. Let me tell you what's on my mind, on my grind. Know about real ones by my side, and for you I give my time. What's worse to lose someone or have them drift apart? I'm done with liquor, trying to heal my heart. There's less people than stars, yeah, heartbreaks and homies. One of the beautiful things about poetry and being an artist is that when you're going through pain, we all deal with mental health differently, and I'm glad that I had writing to cope with my mental health. So this one, as soon as Meta said that this invites unfinished work, I thought, you know what? Let me try something different, okay? This is something I've never done before. So the thing was that once I memorized this, I'm gonna serenade someone on stage, and I've never seen anyone else do that on a poetry set. So I've actually been like working out well, getting my stomach flat and that. So when that time comes, if you happen to be there when I serenade someone, like, you're there. But yeah, this is a central poem by Kage. Let's put aside the kisses and the cards. I love it when we're dining and you pull that Amex card. Long hours working hard, 9 to 5, but you're flexible for candles in the bath. Conversations laughing to the back, I love your laugh. You love to make this money on the table, you pay half. Drama as we elevating, Jay-Z and Solange. Rolling down that window, but don't fuck with overdraft. Cause when it comes to love, you know you can't be half-heart. Driven to success, I park my car in your garage. Or did I mean garage? Dip in and out that carriage. Speaking different tongue, but fluent in that love language. You said I need more headlines, a different path. You said I need more headlines, a different path I carved. Virgo living in my mind, but you came like a spark. This brain on my acid, but your words will run massage. I value your suggestions and your class, my soul is march. Horses gallop to your throne. You make a house a home. Carpe diem, I will play your VMs on my phone. Without rain, there no flowers, so I fertilize that crop. Appreciate the chocolates, I ate that whole box. Let's go boxing, training, sweat a lot and go through rounds. Make you sweat a lot that he would have to throw the towel. I ain't ashamed if you be earning more than me, I'm proud. He be getting on your nerves, I'm on your whole 6,000. Demon sanitized, giving you that pipe. Hands around the crack, I leave your body moisturized. Squirting some Savage. Tongue me down the lips after I give you a massage. Haters never honest with the status, they get lost. We be getting paper good vibrations in the box. And that's it.
When I talk about the darkness, it's not just me telling you about a singular concept. It's a variety of moods. It's not just me mimicking the weather. I'm not just talking about dark clouds. Try to picture the inside of a closed casket. That's the endless darkness I feel like dishing out. Question for your thoughts. You think I'm doing this for clout? Since you're trying to stop my shine, let me introduce you to the type of darkness you obviously want to come out. I'm not writing this to show you how witty I am with words, but hurt is a space in which my darkness is most fruitful with the words. This is not for entertainment. I'm not trying to win your favor. I'm just trying to let you know that ultimately, I'm trying to avoid failure. So I'm giving success the green light because I'm pulling out all the stops so I can achieve anything but failure. I had to stop hugging certain people. Something as simple as that did a lot for me. I was really giving people access to my personal space who really didn't want good for me. Acting interested, but only did it because others looked up to me. Their awkwardness was loud, their smiles phony. Imagine hugging you, giving love, and all you do is drain my energy. Nothing given in return, you're always looking for emotional handouts. Hands out, always extended for my generosity. And you took it without a second of a doubt. The love I give is literally me. When I give love, I'm giving away a part of me. Doing so while you distastefully had conversations about me ignorantly. The darkness I feel is real. It is how I feel. I told a new friend, when I get active and when I aim and when I squeeze, I don't need to see who gets hit. I don't need to see who will bleed. It's done with accuracy, vocabulary, archery. Conditions are dark and windy, frosty with permanent cold, blizzard condition. The thought of warmth is distant and hazy. My heart can become so cold that icicle tears frostbite from my eyes, leaving frozen daggers in the souls of those who have come to try and save me. Those are my words giving you imagery, vocabulary, artistry. Yes, I'm an open book, but not all readers are ready. There are those of you
Yes, I'm an open book, but not all readers are ready. There are those of you who will never get the full story because my darkness requires your light to understand that both elements are necessary. You had to go and overstep the boundary by imposing yourself on me before even attempting to acknowledge my summary. Please don't get offended should I force you off me because you feel at being a good human, simply because you treated me in a way that you wouldn't want to be treated by anybody. Yes, the darkness is real. When I talk about the darkness, most times it's motivated by people that are close to me and that I care about, was contributed hurt to my life story. Then, there are those times when insignificant people deliberately try and disturb my peace. So, I give in and deliberately cause a power cut in my immediate vicinity. That's a little thing I'm working on. As mentioned before, I do poetry with music, so everything that I now write is more than likely going to be, music will be added to it. That was one that I'm working on. So I'm going to do a solid stand, not to say. So I'm going to do one called a solid stand. I've never performed this with music before, but I was invited to mental health, I was invited to a mental health conversation towards the end of last year, where it was a theatrical experience, and I performed this a cappella style. But no, it's always had music to it, but it was fitting for that space. Now I'm going to try at Windows with the music for the first time. Yes, Mr. DJ, when you're ready. A solid stand. Everywhere I go, I see so many people. It's crazy how I feel so alone. You speak into the face in front of me, but it's like I'm speaking to a face made of stone. I honestly feel you don't understand. The anger in me has created a permanent home. And each time I try to rid myself of it, it keeps coming back, multiplying as though it's working with clones. Stepping outside, I see people everywhere, of different shapes, sizes, of different tones. Some of whom I know. Try to have a conversation, I see their mouths moving, but to my ears they aren't sounds. Then there are those occasional instances when the room I'm in is filled with people. A familiar setting, so I should feel at home. But my only focus is fixed on finding a potential exit opportunity, so I can just take myself home. What do you know about sitting in the car, so pressured by life with so much pressure on your dome? I can feel the tears welling up in the back of my eyes. I can't know if they should start to flow. But I can't let these tears flow. Culturally, that's not how I was grown. So I
So I man up, I took these stairs to the side, I reset, I step out the car, and off I go. What do you know about sitting in the bathroom for what feels like hours just so you can be alone? Neck high in confusion, drenched in negative thoughts, drenched in negative episodes. Trying to convince yourself that before you get up from here, you must find a reason to get up and go. But that's just something I tell myself in order to get myself to get up and go. If you know me, you know I'm out to read my demons, I never let them show. I bottle my feelings and my problems on the inside, finding situations because that's the only way I know. So how is this lady, a complete stranger, passing me at work and commenting on the sadness of my body language though? A clear indicator that my problem-solving skills aren't as foolproof and I'm possibly being tricked by my ego. But with all that is going on, here I still stand and I will keep on standing here for as long as I can. And even though thoughts creep in to try and blur my vision, best believe I understand that's a temporary con. Because after all these years sitting in lights, many lessons trying to formulate a plan, there's no way I'm about to give up. No way, solid as a rock I stand. So to my brothers out there who are feeling a little bit abandoned, you know, that's a part of the whole journey, man. My sister said if you learn to live by yourself, that's when you will realize your true potential. So if you're in the reach of my voice, please understand that your trials and tribulations can turn out to be your most effective weapons. Weapons of experience that will help you combat the obstacles that will try to stop you from your mission. Solid as a rock I stand, because He's the rock on which I stand, and the Almighty is the architect of my plan. So we stay solid as the rock on which we stand. RVJ, thank you very much.
I'm going to take you on a journey of exploration, questions, answers, and explore the mind. Since this is a poetry event, I'll start off with an ode to poetry. Poetry's power is pure passion. Poetry is pure pleasure. Poetry proudly promotes peace. Poetry perplexes into potency. Poetry proves prowess and proficiency. Poetry is a vast abyss of endless sentences. Poetry is the mark of excellent penmanship. It is the creation of a art verbally portrayed, words twisted and morphed in audacious ways, creating conscious conversation for higher spiritual elevation by empowering aspirations through the use of imagination, illustrated with alliteration. Poetry is truly a pure form of expression.
Yes.
So tonight is going to be a bit different from what you've maybe seen before. I'm going to get some crowd participation. As you can see behind me, I have a series of books. Now I would like anyone to raise their hand because you're going to pick a book. Okay. Which book would you like to pick?
Have a look.
You can't pick the black one. Okay, that's a tablet. That means we got options. But when I say you are special, I just want you to all close your eyes. All right? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to start off with, you are special. You deserve what you love, for you are loved. For you are loved, now and forever, always, now and forever, always, you are loved, you are loved, now and forever. When I look into your eyes, I see where you cried. I see where the pain resides your heart can't hide. All those times you tried to show love.
but felt so unloved. Where the love felt beneath the hug was a grudge, where the love turned to lust, from ashes to ashes, from dust to dust. All you wanted was to be loved. But in return for your love, you were not given as much, not even given love's touch. At times, but there were times, you were okay with that. Even though deep down you know you deserved more than that, because it's just not in your nature to ever hold back from walking away from the toxicity of the fact that people just don't love like that. And well, you wear your heart on your sleeve with a mat that says welcome. You don't turn anyone away. There is a beauty to that, but also so much pain within. Built upon layers lacking to build a bridge where trauma is unpacked, but still burns within. Peeling the scars that never did heal as quick as the time it takes to sink in. For all you wanted was to feel safe. All you needed was to be told it will all be okay. You wanted security, not to feel betrayed by those that you gave your all to in your way. But alas, each dawn brings a new day, so you learn new ways to deal with the fact that yesterday still carries the pain into today, but still that love given does not need to be exchanged. So I say to you, you are special. You deserve what you love, for you are loved. For you are loved. Now and forever, always. Now and forever, always. You are loved. You are loved. Now and forever, always. You are loved. You are loved. You are a universe within a cosmos, and your love is truly limitless. Always remember that you are loved. Now and forever, always. This is going to be the musical part. So, I've got a song called What's the Purpose? And it's a series of questions. That sometimes we ask ourselves and sometimes we don't know the answers. But hopefully this will give you some insight. Can we all take a deep breath? One more. Yo. What's the purpose for what you see? What's the truth that you wish to keep? What are your hopes and dreams? What do you know and have come to see? Who do you keep close as your company? If you're afforded the luxury, who if you love longly or lustfully, as long as deep down it was a rung of deep. Far from normality, to question one's own reality. When the norm is to conform and live casually, it could drive you to the point of insanity. When you don't realize your capacity, and life passes by so gradually, you're left with turmoil and agony, causing your own calamity. Never living up to who you could be because of the way that you look and see. Your perspective is reflective of what you deem, so choose wisely in what you see. So don't try to feel weak, do your best by being you and nothing less means almost a in the trials of a test. So I profess it's part of the process. In order to excel, you need the intel as well to dive and delve and realize yourself, the real lies which disguise themselves behind the eyes that hide so well. All the naivety to believe life would pass by easily. When this nightmare became a dream for me, even when it was never deemed to be for those even more keen to me. A dreamer could dream to seek, but the difference is if they have the willing belief to turn those dreams into scenes they seek, or those scenes simply remain make-believe. What's the purpose for what you see? What's the truth that you wish to keep? What are your hopes and dreams? What do you know and have come to see? Who do you keep close as your company? If you're afforded the luxury, who have you loved longly or lustfully? As long as deep down it wasn't wrong of thee. Balance is the key to maintain your speed, regardless of speed. Increase your breath as you breathe. Deeper learning, the more you read. Food for thought for your mind to feed. Don't be deceived by what your eyes can see. Plant your seed to find your tree. Don't waste your time even though time is free. Don't waste your time even though time is willpower and determination can change and create inspiration for the whole world, not just the nation. When information for procreation becomes a proclamation, at least to innovation. Then the environment undertaken, raising the collective conscious and aspirations, not for newspapers or haters on a hiatus with two faces. Mood changes, then it's updated to the new status. What's the purpose for what you see? What's the truth that you wish to keep? What are your hopes and dreams? What do you know and have come to see? Who do you keep close as your company? If you're afforded the luxury. Who have you loved longly or lustfully? As long as deep down it wasn't wrong with you.
Come on!
And as I said before, that piece there is an exploration of the mind, because sometimes we get lost just asking why. If you don't mind, my friend, can we go to final part? So, let me give you a little backstory now. You see me, the way I started out with freestyle rap, where I just used to play a random instrumental and just say anything that came to my mind. So I'm going to take it back to move forward, because we're always in the present, right? Yeah, that's perfect. Alright, cool. So right now, I don't know what I'm going to say, but I'm going to say something. And isn't that life? Like, we walk around acting like we know what's up, until we grow up and then we don't even know what's up. They're always quick to notice us, but not so quick to show love. Sometimes pain gets too much to bear. Sometimes I don't even care to share. I'm over here, but I'm still over there, cause my mind's over here while my body's over there. Sometimes the pain is too much to bear, and sometimes I get by myself and shed and tear, but I'm aware the ultimate's there, so the ultimatum can never ever compare. Life is priceless, but you only realize it in moments of crisis, like when you understand what the time is, then it splits. So I'm tight split up in this. If you overstand, you understand, that's how I expand. I said, overstand, I understand, that's how I expand. I said, overstand, I understand, that's how I expand. But when I'm in a stand, then I stand. But I'm not a fan like Stan. I'm not gang banging, screaming gang, 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 cause that's never been me. Never been me, whatever the weather, whenever, whatever's gonna be, cause it's always been a dream, yeah, always been a dream. Like Booker T, oops, wait, I meant Ric Flair. But man don't care, they never come near, but they wanna compare. But comparison's the thief of joy. I learned that as a young boy. When I was growing up in the world where love wasn't shown. And I'm not talking about my home, I'm talking about when I used to roam alone. And brothers wanna go and do something with the chrome, but never had a backbone. I rolled with the Rose and my Jack Jones. I didn't need no brother to phone, cause I never had an older or a younger. I had the hunger, so when I wanna plunder, and it came like the thunder. Now they wonder why, whipping like Walter White. But if I'm a blood, rock my bucket to a kryptonite. You can see it in the different shade of 50. Cause I'm more than 50 cents, I'm more than 15 pence, I'm more than 60p, I'm more than 1080 HD. I quantify things that aren't in the relativity of this world. So if you see it, then you know how to excel. Cause they say, sex sells. But if you're a hot male, then you're an alpha male. But the betas, the omega, I mean, you can't see the trail. I read it like braille, all's well that ends well. And it's the story of Orwell. I'm just taking you through, traveling through my mind. I see interdimensional things in different kind of light. I see different type of things that you ain't seen in the night. It's alright, car. That's just life. It's alright, car. That's just life. It's alright, car. That's just life. So it's alright, right? It's alright, right?
It's alright, right? It's alright, right? Jeez! Come on. Yeah. That's that poetic free flow.
Yeah, that's poetic free flow. Because with me, I was dyslexic from a young age and I couldn't read till I was 13. So I had to really practice. Really practice. So one of my mechanisms of practice was treating it like training because I did martial arts from a young age. So repetition is the key to success. Repetition is the master skill. So I used to play a random word generator, play an instrumental and play a video game at the same time.
Wow.
So what I'm doing is I'm occupying different places within my mind. I'm activating connections for neural pathways to ignite.
Come on.
You know?
Come on.
So just having fun with it as well. If you treat anything like play, you get better at it day by day. Because you see kids have something called awe. They look at the world in all this miraculous light. They haven't been conditioned to see the limitations. They like making mistakes and they learn through play. So if you treat anything like play, it just happens day after day.
Speak the thing, man.
Speak the thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So does anyone else want to come up and pick a book? Yeah. Okay. This is fun, isn't it? I can show you the cover art. Okay. Don't know if the camera can see this, but. Poetic Libaax.
Love that.
Intergalactic thoughts, direct. So I'm going to sit down for this one. Actually, well, I'll start. Let's mix it up again. This piece is called Where Do We Grow From Here? Not where do we go, because if people keep asking, where do you want to go, what do you want to do? But how do you grow? Because we all plant seeds every day.
Yes.
These seeds are our thoughts. And sometimes people plant seeds for trees that they'll never get to lie in the shade of. That means you do things not expecting anything in return. So, let's go. It gets dark when it feels hard to survive. The days fade away into the night, then repeat till first daylight. A cycle unlike anything kind when past thoughts cloud the mind and remind of everything you've tried to leave behind. But again, these feelings make you feel as if you're dead inside, but on the outside, ever more alive. For you played the piper, but never paid the price. Plagued with time, but never downsized, you plagiarized the why to fortify the lies of a dreadful mind, where tenacious thoughts are ill-derived, cultivating a capsule unbeknownst to the inner self trapped inside. For today is a mirror of the mind, mirroring thoughts pushed aside into a mirage of a facade, self-prescribed. For how can you hide what pushes you to thrive? I mean, the meaning for your life, the medium to your life, more than the reasons or why. If not yet knowing, look inside, because the different parts of you are more than what meets the eye. So I ask you, do you live a life alike to anything you didn't like, or live a life you love? For what you love is to be alive. Because to be alive means to truly live, but how can you live when it feels hard to exist? Knowing all you've experienced and all that is, well, easier said than done. But isn't that what life truly is? For when past times mirror the present, it takes away from every second when each second you're in comes second to every second you've lived. How could you ever understand the merit of time equipped when not taking into account the weight of experience? For each experience creates its own rift or a mental shift, depending on how internalized and relived. Either revived in better parts, or revised for 7 marks upon a delicate heart, turned derelict and dark. From old oaths turned oaths, fond promises and memories untold, making a malleable mind value the lines used to remind when pondering once upon a... In all honesty, acknowledgement is where to begin to find the strength that lies within. When you know you're worthy of your right to live, it breeds an energy which translates and shifts the tides of waves, bringing change to what is. To learn and forgive. To remember, yet still resist the intrusive thoughts that cease to persist. For your future is yours if you wish. For your future is yours if you wish. Just ask the Creator. For His favor is immeasurable and endless. When your agenda is redemption or positive progression, it's all simply based on the sincerity of your intention, cemented by the actions ending. So I say all of that to say this. May all our lives favor where we intend to rest, being the place where we grow along our eternal quest, as this life solidifies the outcome of the test. Thank you all very much. Thank you all very much. I feel like poetry is a means of expression where everybody's got their own questions. When no one's around you and you're just on your own and you're thinking late at night and you can't go to bed, you're really calling out to something greater than yourself. Just trying to process this world. Like, what really happens when I'm gone? What's happening tomorrow? What's these emotions that I feel, but we can't put it into words. We just feel it, right? And personally, for me, the thing that helps me is just talking out to Creator, creation, limitless, limited. I know there's something way greater than me. If I just communicate to that, it's just as easy as breathing, right? So I'm gonna switch it up again. Any questions?
What brings you joy?
That's a good one. For me personally, the opportunity of every day.
Come on.
That's it.
Knowing that in some shape, form, or way, just doing something little that can make someone smile. Ease someone's burden or pain in any simple way. Because there's a scale. In my head, there's always a scale that I'm not going to see the end result until one day. So I'm just trying to keep up with the maths. Have I done more than this, than that? You know? I'm just trying to keep it in that way. I've got a song, now I'm going to switch up the whole vibe again. Okay?
Okay.
So it's a feng shui thing. Now this one is called EE, which stands for Exported Exports. Yeah. Oh, you already saw it, yeah. So this, you want a backstory or should I just go into it?
Yeah, tell us.
Okay, I wrote this song when I was studying a conscious music program with UPress a couple of years ago, which taught us about composition, song structure, and stuff like that. So this one talks about, people talk about Africa all the time, right? Africa this, Africa that, Africa this, Africa that. But if you understand the context of history, you know Africa's been one of the greatest resources in all of human history. Is where everything began. But the limited perspective people are only shown of Africa is only one scope. And so this speaks on one scope, but in a different dimension. Monsieur, allons-y. Jeez, it's sliding. Yo. The resources of Africa have all been sold. Yo. Diamond, silver, sugar, salt, iron, copper, cobalt, gold. The resources of Africa have all been sold, and Africans paid for in the blood toll. Diamond, silver, sugar, salt, iron, copper, cobalt, gold. The resources of Africa have all been sold, and Africans paid for in the blood toll. The world needs Africa impoverished so we can get raw materials cheap and make large profits. The rest of the world don't care for Africa. They just need raw materials to manufacture for the actions of which they have no control. Result being the fleeing for lack of well-being, not seen as human beings but as properties and things. The thing is the world we still in. Diamond, silver, sugar, salt, iron, copper, cobalt, gold. The resources of Africa have all been sold, and Africans paid for it in the blood toll. Diamond, silver, sugar, salt, iron, copper, cobalt, gold. The resources of Africa have all been sold, and Africans paid for it in the blood toll. Different state of affair, when a different state of affair, an operation affair, when nations don't adhere to the bigger bear, trying to make you disappear. Mercenaries as missionaries, politicians and millionaires. Africa is the world's playground. The colonizer came round to take down and break down everything they found, from the dollar euro, from the dollar euro to the pound. Turn the world upside down. You didn't even get it, it's poetic. You still keep going on. Keep going on for so long, and it's so wrong. Diamond, silver, sugar, salt, iron, copper, cobalt, gold. The resources of Africa have all been sold, and Africans paid for it in the blood cold. Diamond, silver, sugar, salt, iron, copper, cobalt, gold. The resources of Africa have all been sold, and Africans paid for it in the blood cold. Africa's glory lives on strong in the blood of the descendants that live on. Rewriting the wrongs that went on for so long, from where they are to where they're from. That's why I put it in the song, so when you sing along, you know exactly what's going on. Can't say that it's right when you know that it's wrong, especially when it's still going on. Diamond, silver, sugar, salt, iron, copper, cobalt, gold. The resources of Africa have all been sold. That paid for it in the blood. Diamond, silver, sugar, salt, iron, copper, cobalt, gold. Resources of Africa have all been sold, and Africans paid for it in the blood. Yeah. Thank you. Something a bit different, and it changed the whole energy and the whole vibe on that one. Yeah. I've been writing music for a couple of years now. Writing poetry for a couple of years and then freestyling for over a decade. Freestyle to me is fun because anything can happen. So, 3 words. Anyone pick any 3 words. Wave. Sun. Rose. How quick that was. Now if you can find this wave, it might ride away, hide away. I get my fruits in just like my 5 a day, but I'm talking butterflies. The way the petals are red. How is the petal red in a butterfly? Oh, that doesn't mean anything unless I've said what I've said, because the wave washes the worries away, and then I see the petal of a rose fluttering like a butterfly. Wow. Beautiful, right? But you can only see it from a perspective. I see it as the sun brightening my day, washing all the worries away, because as I see this rose, this illustrious rose, and the petals are so luminescent from the rays refracting on the surface, it's like a tidal wave of emotions. Tidal wave, I ride my wave, I hide away. No, I don't hide away, I'm in a hyperbolic state. So I take a breath just to take in that moment, because the presence of the rose that we have within is nothing like the sun. It is more to do with who you are and where you're from, not who you are and where you're from, or who you are. And what you want?
Okay.
Yeah, that's a little, you get me? Storytelling, I like stories. Yeah. Now, I let you lot all pick books, so I'm gonna pick a book.
And then,
okay, this is courtesy of Matt, isn't it? I never really used to write love poetry, but Matt put me on game.
I appreciate that.
So everyone's found someone special once or twice in their life. Once probably, if not, maybe one day. But there's emotions with love, the romantic sense. Love has many different layers. Love that we feel for family, love that we feel for friends, love we feel for people that we don't know, but we just love humans. But when you love someone in the romantic sense, it brightens your world. They become your sunshine, because every day they brighten your world. They bring emotions and feelings that you didn't think you could feel, and when you do feel them, you're like, wow, is this even real? So.
It's the love book. It's the love book.
You figured me out, that's the love book. So, I've got to find the page. I'll start off with this one. Have you ever met anyone that's out of this world to you? You know? And this poem is titled Out of This World. I never knew that the time we shared would be so special. I only ever hoped that my heart could feel the way you made me feel. I was lost in your essence, fond of the fragrance before your scent was always so surreal.
Jeez.
Your smile brings me and brought me joy in ways I can't even express. You are truly beautiful in every sense of the word. For your inner glow radiates an energy not of this earth, for there's no other way to put this. You're simply like this world. I want to take the time to say to you, thank you. Thank you for always trying to bring light into this world, for the time we shared gives me hope in the goodness of this world. For you, before I get to that, may you always smile the way that you do. For your smile is more precious than any diamond or pearl. It was rarer than anything of this world.
That's a clap, bro. That's a clap. Jeez.
But I'm not a love poet.
Mr. Love Man.
Hey. Okay, I'll do it short. This is about love as well, okay? It goes, a love for love. Because we all love, right?
I love
You know, and I love, yeah? That's exactly how it starts. It goes, I love love. The idea of love, the exchange of love, and the extent to which it's felt. Maybe I also need how to love myself. Maybe I also need to learn how to love myself. Because sometimes it can feel like a love-filled world, but other times a loss of love can make things seem so loveless. To the point I don't even know what love is, and I'm like, well, maybe love can be toxic, but if not, let's just change the subject, because in this love game, I'm still a novice. Yeah, I do write a lot, by the way. I feel like, see, with writing, writing is a great way to be a friend to yourself. When you write down something today, and you come back to it in a couple weeks later, and you check in on yourself, it's a way for you to be a friend to the past you. You know, see how you were feeling, see what you were thinking, see what you were going through, and just check in. That's why a great exercise is just, before you sleep or when you wake up, what's the first thing you're thankful for? If you can write that down and you do that for at least a year, wow. You come back to it and you're like, wow, I was thankful for a lot. Because when we realize what we have, we don't really think about what we haven't got. Okay, I'm gonna read one more love word, and then we're gonna move away from the love. This one is titled, Would You Let Me Capture a Campus of Your Essence?
Jay's getting in his feels over here.
Don't worry, man, you're gonna find another one. Breathe on, strong. It goes, I wish for you to be my muse. Fuel for the words that I use to describe the imagery, to simply paint a picture of a view of you. If you would let me bask in your embrace, each moment would be a treasure of a memory made. Because I think you're what people mean when they say beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, for the magnitude to which your beauty encompasses all it surrounds rivals that of the sun and the moon, full in its essence. I've got a song I'm gonna release soon, I don't know when. It's just called Tomorrow Ain't Promised. So if tomorrow ain't promised, live like every day's your last. Have fun, do what you want, heal that inner child, you know. Find pleasure in the mundane. So Param, if you don't mind, the last song is called Tomorrow Ain't Promised. So if tomorrow ain't promised, live for today. And me. Sometimes the day brings new feelings, true. And sometimes new dawns begin from within. we're all here, but some point we have to leave. I said, tomorrow ain't promising, nothing guaranteed. Only that we're all here, but some point we have to leave. I'm looking for a better day, lost in the memory, the mind of a renegade. Games that I never say, feels like a maze that I never played. Same day like the weather change, we're in a wave where the pain plays. Same stage but the stage strange. Painting portraits of old fake names, an archive of the strange lanes, past ties and exchange ways. Walk wise in the same space. To the order, in order to maintain from the loud noise of same shit, same day, same click, same way, same mic, same ways, but this name ain't the same name as the Danes fame for what they proclaim. More so, it's a different lane. Even more so, it's a different way. But each dawn brings a new day. Each dawn brings a new. Tomorrow ain't promising, nothing guaranteed. Only that we're all here, but some point we have to leave. I said, tomorrow ain't promising, nothing guaranteed. Only that we're all here, but some point we have to. This is an artist embarking on an art to harvest where the heart lives, and it's been crafted into what the art is. But the true mark of an artist is not when they're departed. More so is where the art lives and the people on which they imparted. The path for which they started gives telltale signs of the markings, depicted as the struggles and the hardships, showing who strives the furthest and not the fastest. But time doesn't know what art is, and you are what your heart thinks, not how the market regards it. So how has your heart been rewarded for all the trials of imparting? The parts that part where your heart is wholeheartedly mastered to the masterpiece you crafted. Ain't promising, nothing guaranteed. Only that we're all here, but some point we have to leave. I said, tomorrow ain't promising, nothing guaranteed. Only that we're all here, but some point we have to. Something that should be guarded, rather than discarded. Why you can't even fathom why you even started, and they try to tarnish, disregarding what your art is. Fake cries from those that wish to be an artist. Maybe they are, but don't regard it. Looking, but don't understand how to craft it. Eyes blind to what it takes to make the markings of the magnitude of your margin. All the while wanting what your hard work did. Damn fam, damn fam. Tomorrow ain't promising, nothing guaranteed. Only that we're all here, but some point we have to leave. I said, tomorrow ain't promising, nothing guaranteed. Only that we're all here, but some point we have to leave. I said, tomorrow ain't promising, nothing guaranteed. Only that we're all here, but some point we have to leave. I said, tomorrow ain't promising, nothing guaranteed. Only that we're all here, but some point we have to leave.
Yeah.